Hey you guys, it's me Spongebob number 1 fan 2003 here, and as you can see I'm here with a super awesome Spongebob book, and this one is called The Adventures of Man Sponge and Boy Patrick in Goodness Man Ray, and I actually just got this book for Christmas and I love it so much. I cannot wait to get the rest of the books in this series. I love it so much. So as you can see on the front cover, there's cute little SpongeBob right there, and he's dressed up as Man Sponge. I love his blue superhero outfit. And then there's Boy Patrick down here, and I love his yellow and green superhero outfit. And then there's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and of course there's Man Ray. And this book is actually sort of based on the episode, I think, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3, where Patrick and SpongeBob set Man Ray free. Okay, and here is the spine, and here is the back. So obviously here's a really cute little picture of Man Sponge, so cute, and here's a little description right here. And this book was made by David Lumen and illustrated by the Artifact Group. And here's another book right here, which I'll probably be getting here in a few months or something. Okay. And this is obviously a chapter book. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with looking at the pages that are in here. Okay, so here's this really cool black and white picture of Man Sponge right here. And here's another little picture of Man Sponge, and then there's Man Sponge and Boy Patrick and Goodness Man Ray. And once again, this book was made by David Lumen, illustrated by the Artifact Group. Okay. And then here are some little pictures of Man Sponge and Boy Patrick, and then there's a big picture of Boy Patrick, and here are all of the chapters right here. Well, they're not like chapters, but yeah, they sort of count as chapters. Okay, so here is the first chapter right here that's called Duty Calls. So SpongeBob actually goes to Patrick's house, and I'm going to go to the Merma lair. And they're very super excited. You can see that SpongeBob is flexing his muscles, and they're going to be Man Sponge and Boy Patrick, since obviously Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are going to be away for a little while. So there's the secret lair, not here, or the Merma lair, and Patrick and SpongeBob go inside, and then they see Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and they're going to keep a good eye on the place. And Mermaid Man is saying evil, and so here are like all these really cool gadgets in there, in the Merma lair. And there's all of their secret weapons, like all of these right here. Okay. And then there's the Orb of Confusion, which SpongeBob flicks a little switch, and then he turns dumb and confused. Okay. And then, like, Patrick actually really wants to touch something else, but, like, obviously Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy don't want them to touch anything while they're gone. So, yep, it's really super cool. And then there's Man Sponge and Boy Patrick and younger Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and there's Man Ray, he looks dead. Okay. So now Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are gone, and SpongeBob and Patrick dress up as Man Sponge and Boy Patrick. And then there's the next chapter called Oh Tartar Sauce. So now they're superheroes, and they're like flexing their muscles, they're kicking and like punching, doing some like really cool moves with their costumes on. And then suddenly they see Man Ray! And they're very super scared, like Mama, Man Ray! And then there's Man Ray in frozen tartar sauce. And then Patrick accidentally unfreezes Man Ray because SpongeBob had so many questions to ask him. And now Man Ray is sort of halfway free. You can see his face and his hands there. And then he like demands Patrick and SpongeBob to let him free. And obviously he's a bad guy, so they don't trust him at first. And then he says that he'll be good, and SpongeBob was like, "Are you sure?" And then Man Ray finally snaps, and then he says that if they do not let him out, then they'll suffer severe consequences. So now he's completely set free, and then he threatens to sort of kill Patrick and SpongeBob, and then he like gets tickled by the tickle belt by SpongeBob there, and yep, that's the tickle belt. So Man Ray decides to like, sort of fool SpongeBob and Patrick, and he actually sort of fake cries, and SpongeBob and Patrick actually like have a little bit of a school for Man Ray. It's called Goodness School. So their first lesson is for Patrick drops his wallet, and Man Ray tries to give it back to him politely, but Patrick is stupid and he won't take the wallet back. So there's his wallet. What a bad picture of Patrick there. And then apparently Man Ray threatens to like rip Patrick's arms off, and then SpongeBob presses the button, and boom, Man Ray is being tickled. And then goodness lesson number 2, Man Ray is going to help Patrick with the like heavy package, but Patrick keeps on dropping it on his foot, and then apparently it's full of wallets. It's full of all of Patrick's wallets, and Man Ray gets so mad that he like throws Patrick everywhere, like he grabs him by the head, and he just like he slams him on the floor, and then SpongeBob tickles him again. And apparently Patrick is severely injured, and then he asks him what's the number between 1 and 100, and then Man Ray guesses 62, and then Patrick starts to tickle him, and then SpongeBob tries to snatch the remote from Patrick, but Patrick won't give it to him, and then they break the remote, and now the tickle bell will never stop tickling Man Ray. And then the tickle bell never stops tickling Man Ray, and then he finally says, "Please stop." So yep, it's tickling his DNA, and then he says, "Take it off, please." And then Patrick and SpongeBob finally notice that he said a good word, so they decide to let him graduate, and they take the tickle bell off. So they're going to unlock the little belt off of Man Ray's waist, and then Man Ray goes to get some super weapons, and he puts on this like steel glove or something, and then SpongeBob says to not touch it, and Man Ray doesn't listen since he's a bad guy, and then he leaves Patrick and SpongeBob, and he shoots them with a laser. And hang on. So now he is leaving, and Patrick and SpongeBob have sort of let Merman Man and Barnacle Boy down. So they go to like try to stop Man Ray. So okay. So they go into the invisible mobile, but it's obviously like they can't see it, so yeah. And then Man Ray hits them with the Orb of Confusion, and now they're all confused. And he goes to Man Ray goes to rob a bank, and apparently Man Ray cannot stop laughing for no reason. Oh, this picture has no words. Okay. But yeah, Man Ray cannot stop laughing because he thinks that the tickle bell is still on him. And yeah, he just like giggles, and then everyone like is like thinking that it's a prank, and then he says, "Stop laughing, you fools!" And then and then yeah, he cannot he cannot commit any more crimes because he cannot stop giggling. So he decides to just open up a checking account. And Yet Patrick and SpongeBob are still dumb from the Orb of Confusion, and then Man Ray turns it off, and Man Ray shows his new little check with little poodles on them. Oh, those are so cute. Oh gosh, dang it. And yet Man Ray's never going to do any sort of crime again, and then he gives Patrick and SpongeBob the glove back, and then he leaves, and he's a very, very good guy now. Oh no! So now SpongeBob and Patrick have saved Man Ray from being bad, and now everything is back to normal. And they are Man Sponge and Boy Patrick. And that's pretty much the end of the story, and here is sort of, I guess, like a preview of What Were You Shrinking? Which you'll see this book review in the future. But I'm just going to quickly flip through here. Okay, there we go. And there's a really cool picture of Man Sponge right there. And that's actually pretty much all for the adventures of Man Sponge and Boy Patrick and Goodness Man Ray. I actually really super love this book. I love SpongeBob and Patrick's superhero outfits that they wear. And my favorite part about the story is probably when Man Ray is finally good again, because apparently the Tickle Bell sort of ruined his life. So yep, I hope you guys liked Man Sponge and Boy Patrick and Goodness Man Ray. So yep, goodbye everybody, have a great day, and peace out.